Hello and welcome to the Omnic Fallout. We are your hosts, UniEdge and Nymphadora. How you doing today, Nymphadora?
I'm good. I'm
This
good.
podcast is about Overwatch and Blizzard and gaming and whatever we feel like talking about, but mainly Overwatch whenever the Overwatch news is brewing. A lot happened this week, but like in concentrated bursts. It was really weird. Like we got something from everything but WoW, which is really weird.
We got something for WoW. We did
But what I
get
mean,
something.
like something new, new
Oh,
heroes and
content
stuff. Yeah,
wise? Oh,
content.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like everything except for like StarCraft and well, I guess you could consider Diablo didn't get anything either. But like the three majors got something. It was really weird. But we'll get on to that in a second. Um, Starting out the first news, of course, Anna Mari was announced in all of her glory yesterday. Uh, we got everything about her. We'll go on to that into that at a later date, but basically she looks like she is a sniper support who has a dart sniper gun that can heal allies from extremely long ranges. Her ult has the ability to empower a character to have increased speed, heal, increase damage, just about everything. Like really extremely powerful buffs for one hero. So like it's gonna be really good on like Reinhardt and stuff of that nature.
She seems like a combination, like basically a sniper Lucio and Mercy combined, is what
But
she seems like to me.
the thing I like though is like she's a classic sniper, and the fact that like all sniper, like the sniper kit, like since World War I was a sniper rifle and a pistol.
Right, right. She
But
is, and she is for all intents and purposes a true sniper. I
yeah.
think she's going to be really, really cool. Because it's not like Mercy where you have to stay on them with the gun. You just shoot them and then they get the buff for however long it lasts.
And she's the first hero to do dot damage, which is interesting.
Yeah.
DOT,
Yeah.
like damage over time. Like she's the first one that the first one. Like I guess you could count Winston and like Zarya, but not really because like yeah, with them you have to hold it on them. But yeah, like she's the first one where like hit it and quit it.
Yeah, and she's available for the PTR right now, but I haven't played her because I don't get on the PTR.
Yeah, one thing you have to keep in mind when you're playing her on the PTR, that is not how she is going to be when live comes around. Most likely, 90% of the time, it's like she is going to change drastically. Not probably ability wise, but like more of around the ways of just how balanced she is and how much damage she's doing, how much her dot does. I don't think did we ever get confirmation on whether or not your like headshots on allies are gonna heal critically? Because that was one thing like me and I
I
know
don't know. That's a good question, though. Hmm. That is a really good question.
I wanted to play her on the PTR, but there's a queue right now, and I really didn't feel like waiting on the queue. And I just got in last night, like when she was announced and when she went live on the PTR, so I didn't really get a chance yet. But it, like from what I've seen, she looks really interesting, and I do love the aspect of damage over time. From what I've seen, she's not extremely overpowerful, but like she's like all heroes, where she's balanced just enough for her to do, her to support her team in just the way she's meant to. So
I mean, it's probably I don't expect her to be out next week. I mean, she could be.
I'm
Um,
suspecting she's going to be out when Gamescom comes out. I mean, when Gamescom is around, which is like the end of this month.
yeah, she's because you've got San Diego Comic Con that's coming out. What is it? Comic Con's what next week, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Comic Con's next week, which is when they're going to really go into detail for her.
Hmm.
So it's a possibility she could come out next week, but I'm thinking the following week is when she's going to come
It's
out.
Yeah, she's gonna be. I would bet you dimes to dollars that she is going to drop on the week of Gamescom. I would bet that she's either gonna drop on the 18th. I mean not the 18th, the 19th or the 26th. So like either the week of or the week after. So maybe next week or the week after.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm betting on the 26th too as well. I think that's when.
I think what they're gonna say is like, and you can play her live on the 26th, and then that's gonna be their whole Gamescom spiel. I don't really see us getting much else out of Blizzard at Gamescom this year, like we did in previous years with Legion and stuff to that nature. But I don't know. Who knows? They could surprise us.
Um, yeah, she's gonna be really interesting to play. I'm definitely gonna play her because her origin video is really cool. I like her origin video.
I didn't get the chance to watch it because, like I said, I was driving in last night and I completely like spaced on the origin video. Like I watched everything else but the origin video, which I'm gonna have to watch that tonight. But
So basically, what had happened was she went
what
undercover for a
happened?
really long. Yeah, what had happened? She went undercover for a really long time. Like basically her team died, and then she was left there to die, but she never did, and so she kind of went under for a while.
She just kept
Uh,
hitting herself with those darts. Just
yeah, pretty much. So now she's back to, you know, help protect.
so
So
she pulled the whole Soldier 76 Reaper spiel. Like I'm not really gone.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's a really beautiful video. I mean, I haven't watched. I still think Dragons is the best one so far, but
Is
uh,
it? I'll check it out later. I'll figure it out later. Um, Other than that, it looks like
lots of
we have a
patch
lot of
notes.
PTR. Oof, like the PTR patch dropped, and we got changes for a lot of heroes. We got changes for competitive mode. It's really interesting. So I'm just gonna go ahead and run down, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about in order here, like, and we'll discuss what we think about it. Anna, is it Anna or Anna? Anna?
I think in the video she says Anna. So
Yeah, I figured it's probably Anna. She's got her biotic rifle. She's interesting. She's the new hero. Mainly everyone's playing this PTR to see her. It's really cool so far, and I'm hoping to see more out of her and
hmm
check everything out. As far as gameplay goes, it looks like they made it more visible to see whether when you're going to get kicked out of the match for being AFK. So if a match goes, uh, didn't they say that? I thought they did. No, they didn't.
um,
I thought in Hazakosa said something about that. Oh,
I
never
read
mind.
something about the AFK stuff too. Where the hell did I read that? It's not the first thing though, is it?
We'll probably come
Oh,
across
the
that later.
UI updates are down at the bottom.
Yeah. Basically, also another thing is like if overtime for goes for more than 20 seconds, the fuse will start to burn down more quickly. Which, thank God. Like, there were some matches that were like ridiculous. Like we almost won it by like a split of a second, and then they like did one final rally, and it was like, well, I guess okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree. The overtime. There's a lot of stuff I don't like in competitive. There's a lot of stuff I think that they need to work on.
This is
Oh
general
yeah, this is
also.
just general gameplay.
This is quick play as well. This isn't just competitive.
Uh,
Also, like respawns are gonna like be during overtime are gonna be slower, so
that's
it's
kind
gonna
of
be
what they do
increased.
in Heroes, I believe. The longer it goes, like in Heroes, the longer the game goes,
Yeah,
the
that's like
longer your spawn time is.
that's like a traditional MOBA thing. Like basically like they don't want entire death squads roaming and just
Right.
like dying and then instantly being back after like 10 seconds. Like that wouldn't be cool.
Yeah, I
Uh,
really don't have a problem with that. I think that it will. I think it'll
it,
cut down on all of the overtime.
it's
Uh,
definitely gonna drastically change the game
it
because
is.
you're gonna have to play very more carefully around overtime because a lot of gameplay takes place in overtime.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So this is like the next one is as everybody is excited about this and happy that
Oh
this is finally
god.
thing because we're no longer gonna have double Zarya, we're no longer gonna have double Bastion, double Torbjorn, double whatever bullshit, like
Yeah, they are getting rid of. You can only have one hero per team.
in
So
competitive and
in
competitive.
competitive, yeah,
In
not
quick play, you can still be all six Zarya and do whatever you want to do with that.
right. The only thing, uh, and I was reading through like the different the forums and stuff that, and I mean, they brought up some great things. You know, what if you want to change to a hero that somebody else is playing? How can you, you know, it's just going to require you to actually talk with your people. And you know, I'm gonna say this: boo hoo if you're in there by yourself and somebody's playing a hero you want to play. Get over it. Go learn a different hero if you have a problem with that.
Yeah, also, this is competitive play. This isn't quick play. You should be playing your
Exactly.
strengths, not your, and trying to build up your weaknesses. Like,
Exactly. Like, you're in competitive play, you should be talking with your teammates anyway
mhm.
if you want to actually be competitive. So, um, there are a lot of things that are surrounding it that they're going to work on, which is why it's in PTR. Um,
Thank God that this is happening though,
oh
because
god, I was
there were
so hoping they were going to do this.
so many like BS like cheese games. Like it's really annoying.
They're attacking too quickly. Let us defend and go 5 Bastions and 1 Lucio. That's such a bullcrap. That's such
Or
a
like
cheap play.
the worst is like, oh well, we can't push through their defenses. Let's go double Zarya and Mercy and a Lucio and just push through without them being able to do anything.
Oh my
So
god, it is. I'm happy with this decision, and I'm so happy with this. I hope it comes out soon. So ready.
same. I'm ready to like. I'm almost to the point where I don't feel like playing competitive until it does come out. But I probably am going to play some. But it's just it's really, I'm looking forward to this. I can't wait. There's a lot of balance changes coming too, which we've been like beating the drum for this to happen for a while. Like
Yeah.
self healing is finally gonna charge the ultimate status abilities.
Yep.
So like your Bastion self heal, your Roadhog self heal, anything that self heals you, like
Your
Soldier
main
70.
self heal,
Yeah, it's gonna charge your ultimate cost.
which it
So like,
should. It totally should have the whole time because
but but it comes with a caveat. Like you can't. They've increased the ultimate cost for everything across the board,
oh yeah.
which honestly, some of these guys' ults needed to be changed anyway. They needed to have it increased anyway because there's so many games that you've been playing with Bastion where Bastion has this tank form every 5 seconds, and it's just so just disgusting.
Like Mercy's ult. I mean, granted, if you're attached to somebody, she's just gonna get it really really quickly. But thank
Mhm.
God her ult is increased because it takes it. I mean, it's nothing to get her ult up. It takes nothing to get her ult up.
People have it in the first minute of the match. Like
Yeah,
you shouldn't have to have an ult like that.
you
It's like
shouldn't be
that.
able
It's
to
so
res
game
people
changing
within like 50
within the first
seconds of
30
the game.
seconds.
Like
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
like that's like basically when Widowmaker would have the her ult, and nobody would know until they died and saw her like seeing through the map, and they're like, oh, okay, I guess she has her ult. Like it's that quality of life thing that you don't think that matters until you have to deal with it.
Right, exactly. I think it's smart to bring the ultimate cost up, except for Diva's ultimate cost. Hers
No,
went down.
this I agree with. I'm glad with this
I
because
am too.
when Diva first came, like when well not when first came out. I guess yeah, when she first came out, nobody knew what to do with her ult. Everybody knew what to do with her ult. Nobody had knew how to escape her ult. Her ult was so powerful at the beginning, but the more people, it just goes to show like this game is balanced around how the people are going to react to it. It's not balanced around this plus this equals damage to this character and we win.
Right.
So, like when she first came out, it was you could win a match with nothing but divas, and you could do this for like 10 game streaks. So like that's how powerful she was in the beginning. But now that people know how to counter her, you can't do that. Like people just like they go Junkrat and they go Farah and they tear her a new one.
And she is, according to the developers, Diva isn't as selected as often as the other tanks
Yeah.
because of her underperformance for damage absorption. Because she is a tank and her defense matrix really didn't do a whole lot. It really didn't, and they
It
buffed that
it
a little bit.
it was good for certain times, but it
Right.
wasn't like other people's defenses like Reinhardt or Roadhog's just immense pool of health and being able to heal himself almost all the way back up to full with one click. Like it's stuff like that like she was lacking. Her defense matrix lasted like for what, like 6 seconds, I think.
Yeah. It
Uh,
she and even Winston, his shield, his barrier,
was more
um,
powerful.
is more powerful. Even though he is like Diva, a mobile tank. You know, he gets in
Mhm.
there and stuff, but his shield is still better than hers
Yeah,
by far.
and like her, Winston and Diva both have certain ults that they can stop by themselves. Like Diva can stop any projectile ult with her defense matrix, but you have to be ready for it. I'm not sure about Hanzo's ult because I don't think I've seen anybody test that, but I know for fact that if you throw Mei's ult at a defense matrix, it's going to get shot out of the sky before it goes off. Stuff to that nature. So like hopefully we'll see more stuff like that to make her more of a valuable player in this game, to be able to shut down people and basically just bring everything to an equal level across the playing field with the tanks. uh
Her explosion no longer kills herself, which I think was the dumbest thing, that the diva kills herself when she throws her bomb.
I
But yet
don't
she
know
doesn't kill her.
personally
But she doesn't kill
personally
her other her. It's not friendly fire. It's only on her.
Honestly, I always found that like as an interesting part of her though. Like I found like you can kill yourself with it. Oh, cool. That's like But like Junkrat, I also agree. Like I hate that he damages himself and kills himself by like somebody just running up in his face. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, that
But
drives me crazy.
anyway, let's explain how Diva's new defense matrix worked. Before, you would press E and it would stay there until you did something else, and then it would go on cooldown or that it ran out.
Yeah, you could
So
right click to cancel it, but then you
yeah.
had to cool down.
Or you could left click to cancel it. If you shot your gun, it would cancel it. If you did certain things, it would cancel it. But you could also like thrust forward and use it. So like it was something that you could use to like just get in there at that bastion and just like get up in his face and let the people behind you take him down while he can't shoot at them. And but basically now the way that it works is it's going to be moving from the E button to the right click. So it's going to be on your right mouse button. And what it's going to do now is it's going to last for 10 seconds to 1 second. So what that means is you can hold it up for as long as you need, and then when say you use 4 seconds, then it's going to be at 6 seconds and start charging up back all the way up to 10.
It's gonna work. It seems like it's gonna work similarly to the way Reinhardt's shield works.
Yeah, it's going to work exactly the same way, except it's not. It's going to be, in some senses, more powerful, in some senses, less powerful. So, like, his is more sustainable because he can just throw it up at any time, but hers is going to be more of like it. There's certain things that can penetrate her, like her defense matrix. Like, if you're within like 3 feet, 2 feet of a diva, and you shoot her with a rocket from Vara or a grenade from Junkrat, because I've done it several times, you're still going to get through that defense matrix and hit her. So it's going to be really interesting though to see like this changes. She's needed for a while. It's nice to see that her ultimate's getting the buff that it needs, because right now it's kind of unusable unless the enemy team is not paying attention. And let's face it, that's not going to happen in competitive half the time. So like this gave it a little bit more versatility. It's going to make it to where people are going to choose Diva more often. We're going to see it used in probably pro matches a lot more. Now,
I really like the changes that they're making for Diva. I think these are going to be a really well balanced mix for her. I mean, I like her now, but I think she just needed that little bit of just a little bit of oomph to like everything. And I think they've made some good choices on what to change as far as, because her ultimate, yeah, we've already said it's decreased 15%,
mm,
but the delay has been reduced from 4 seconds to 3 seconds.
which doesn't
So
seem like a lot, but it really is when you
it
think about it.
it is. Because you throw it in there and it's like it gives everybody time to run away, and you end up not
Hmm.
wasting your ult. So I think that 1 second change is going to make a big difference.
Now, another change that is happening, like, of course, a bunch of heroes that can sail feel like Lucio and blah 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 can their ultimates have been increased by 10, 15, and 20% respectively, depending on where they landed. Now, another one of the changes is McCree is Peacekeeper, his normal left click. Now maintains a full charge of damage at longer distance. So he's effectively now a sniper, except that he can't hit those extreme range kills like you would be able to with a Hanzo or a Widowmaker. His bullets though are gonna like do less damage at extreme distances, but he's still gonna be really effective as a counter sniper now. A lot more
His
effective.
Yeah, because you don't really have much of a counter sniper aside from the snipers themselves.
Hmm.
You've got Reaper, and that's it. Like you don't
Yeah,
really
even
have.
Reaper's more of like a I wouldn't even consider him a sniper counter, but he can be.
Well,
But
only
like
because he can get up there in the nest.
yeah, he's
That's
more
it.
of like a tank counter. Like that's what I kind of know. Because there's many a time as I've been playing Hanzo, and like a Reaper just like does his little shadow form up next to me, and it's like wraithing around me, and then I'm like, I'm following your head. I'm gonna hit you in the head as soon as you pink out.
No, his span of hammer is it's still staying the same. It's still not this ultimate, you know, let's kill everything combo. That's staying the same. It's just
Well,
the
it's gonna be more. It's gonna be more effective at long range though too. Is the thing. Like so, like it's not. I guess it is changing in a sense, but not by a lot.
um
Now,
uh
moving down, we've got Mercy.
mercy. Yeah.
Her staff, her damage boost is going up from 30 to 50, but the effect no longer stacks. So you can't have two Mercies damage boosting you and get 60%
I
anymore.
didn't think that it damaged before. I didn't think that it stacked before.
Oh yeah, it did. It stacked hard. If you had there was like a bunch of custom games where like me, Pat, and you actually played, and we had like three mercies on a bastion, and he was just tearing like through everything. But this is like at the very beginning, like when
I didn't
like I
realize that it was. I didn't realize that it was stacking. Um, but the heals don't stack. Maybe that's what it
no, the
was.
heals don't stack. The damage boost does though.
Um, so I'm not sure that I really like this damage boost increase. Um,
I do, and I'll tell you why.
okay.
It makes her more of a substantial force because her resurrect, as we're going into in a second, has been increased by 30%, which means she's not going to be that on the spot healer. She's not going to be like boom, 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 but it's going to put her more as a support than a pocket res west where she lies right now. It's going to make her more potent as a single person as than having multiple mercies or having to have a Lucio and a mercy. It's going to make her more potent of a healer in the sense that she's not going to have to heal as much because her allies are going to be taking them down faster.
That's
And
a good point. Amma says it makes Mercy in the chat. He says it makes Mercy more useful when you don't have shit to heal.
hmm and it's going to make people want to boost more. So you're not going to have that like you're not going to have that one person that you can't kill because they keep getting heals. They might have the damage boost for the most of the time.
That makes
So
sense. That makes sense. I so her resurrect, you can now move. It doesn't keep you activated, or it. Sorry, I can't read. It
I
doesn't
think
keep
I think
you.
what this means is, if I remember right, it's going to be like if you're in the middle of falling and you activate it, then it's not going to like hover you in the air while you do it. I don't think you can like run around and be like, ah.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, it's like a. I want to say it's like 3 seconds while you're sitting there rezzing, and you're like in that same position. So that's like, oh, Mercy can't
But
move. She's down.
honestly, with how powerful her ult is, it should be that way, in my opinion. just because she has such a powerful ult that like yeah, you should be able to take her down if she's just running out in the middle of the map and rezzing. I've always thought that like instead of it being an instant res, it should be a one, two, three res, so
If
you have a chance to counter it.
if you read the developer notes, it says, um, I mean, they agree it's one of the more powerful abilities in the game. However, players would often fly into the fray and die while using it. With this update, Resurrect will now take a bit longer to charge, but Mercy will be a lot safer when activating the ability in the middle of combat.
It just feels to me like that saying that it's one of the most powerful, no, it is the most powerful because it is the only ult that can bring the most damage because you can bring your entire team back if used in the proper situation.
Which I've
Like
done.
yeah, it and it's like scary powerful because not only could you bring back use your ult, you could have the people you bring back use their ults, and just when you think about it, the damage multiplies and multiplies and multiplies. So it's ridiculous when you like think about it. But also, it is easily counterable because there is that like minute where you're golden and you can't attack, and that gives the people time to think about okay, they're all back. How are we going to counter this? Usually that doesn't end well though, but you know.
No, I do think that makes sense on the damage increase. That the damage being increased then.
Mhm.
I mean, it's essentially like, um, oh, what's this thing? The Discord orb for Zenyatta, because it gives you, it's a, you take, he throws the Discord orb on you and it's 50% more damage. Well, this is
Mhm.
essentially what that is.
Yeah.
But instead, Mercy's throwing it on somebody to use it on you. So, and
Yeah.
since like her pistol does all right, but I mean that's not her primary thing.
Oh, her pistol's crazy. It's like Diva's pistol was like the second most powerful pistol, and like the most powerful, of course, is Tracer's machine pistol. But the like the second, I guess you consider it as like submachine guns in a sense. But you know what I mean. Her like fully automatic pistol is like ridiculous from Diva, and then the step up is Mercy is it's just like it's not
I
a
find
battle
myself
Mercy is
doing
very powerful.
I find myself doing better with Diva out of mech form, as
Oh yeah,
far as the gun goes, instead of Mercy's gun. Like I
and
don't know
that's one of the
why, but I
things they're trying
can't
to
shoot with
change.
Mercy's gun.
That's one of the things that they're trying to change. They're trying with all those old changes and everything. They're trying to make her more like her mech form more powerful because it's kind of underwhelming right now.
Right.
Anyway, the Roadhog is getting the most substantial change to his ult. His ult is going up 45%, so it's going to take a whole of a hell lot of time to charge that more than it used to.
He got
So,
his ult all the fucking time.
yeah.
He got his ult so much because he does so much damage already.
Yeah, but you also have to think about it because he's also going to be charging his ult from his self heal now as well, and that's
Uh,
going to be substantial.
well, I mean, I think that balances that out. Then, if you
Mhm.
charge you put the ult up to 45%, but he now gets it from his self healing, and it's not all from the gun. So, I think it'll balance it out because that I mean his gun. If you're a good Roadhog, you're gonna get your ult like all the time.
Yeah.
Which I
Soldier.
am not a good ult. I'm not a good Roadhog.
I'm not either. Soldier 76 is getting another change as well, other than the increase to self healing, ultimate cost, etc., which is going to be 10% for him. He's going 10% up. His heavy pulse rifle, the spread recovery, like so basically, after you fire 3 shots, the spread gets wider and wider and wider.
Mm-hmm.
So now there's going to be a short delay before like instead of instantly resetting back to the small. So it's going to be like hang here for a second and then go back to the small spread because there were people were going like full Halo Call of Duty mode and like firing 3 shot bursts and tearing people down.
Yeah. My brother plays soldier, and he essentially when when we were playing, he's like, "Why am I so good at this?" Oh wait, because it's like playing Call of Duty.
It's like playing Call of Duty with cheat mode too.
Yeah, it's exactly what it's Soldier 76 played very similar to a regular Call of Duty character, so
Hmm.
um, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
So here's the next big change.
Zenyatta.
Zenyatta is getting a lot of changes. So Zenyatta is gonna have 50 health and 150 shield. So essentially, he's gonna have 200 health now. So up from 150. His Orb of Discord and Orb of Harmony projectile speed has been increased from 30 to 120. So
So
it's gonna,
basically, it's gonna hit you real fast.
yeah. His Transcendence, his movement speed is now doubled upon activation, so he's going to move faster on his ult. And the healing has been increased from 200 to 300 health per second, so he's going to be healing even harder than he was healing with his ult now. So yeah. And from what I've heard, it also feels like his normal like orbs are hitting faster and shooting faster. That's from people like talking. Usually Blizzard adds a bunch of things that they don't talk about on the patch notes. Either they forget to add it, or like they just like testing something out and they don't want it to be wildly known yet. But that's one of the things. Like one of the people that I know that plays Zenyatta a lot, they say that it feels like his normal orbs are firing a lot faster as well. So it,
He needed to his. It honestly needed to be increased, like his speed and everything, because he was kind of slow, especially in the transcendence mode.
yeah.
So he would get stuck in a very vulnerable position because he's still moving. So,
Mhm.
I mean, I think he's one of the characters that needed a lot of changes.
Yeah, yeah, and
I don't think he was
it's.
very well balanced, and
I
I still don't
still
think
think
he's
he needs a
not
little more. Yeah,
there yet. But
yeah.
I think it's on the way.
And in the same sense that I think Bastion still needs to be nerfed a little bit more, but we're getting to
Yeah,
that.
yeah, Bastion, yeah.
So basically, we have a bunch of game option and UI changes that are coming through. A lot of them don't really affect us. You can get a digital clock set in the corner now, so that you can see what time it is when you're
That'll be
wasting.
kind of nice because I keep looking at the right up at the top right to see what time it is. I'm like, oh wait, I don't know. Let me look at my phone. Oh, my phone is
And
dead because it's apparently 5 o'clock in the morning.
I'm playing Pokemon Go.
And my phone. Well, no, my phone dies at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and I have to
Yeah.
plug it up because of Pokemon Go.
So but also they changed a lot of the social aspects. So friend request toasts, friend and notification toasts, whispers can now be toggled on and off so that they don't distract you in the middle of battle. The mouse sensitivity can now be adjusted to out to 2 decimals. Mid-match
Oh, the
tips are can be
stupid
toggled off.
tips you can finally turn off. Thank you,
Yeah,
Blizzard. I've been asking for that since the damn beta.
and they added a 21 by 9 aspect ratio support. So basically, just bunch of stuff.
The stupid tips. I'm like, I want to turn these off. Thank God we can finally turn them off.
And certain commendations, like the vote ups, will appear a lot less. Like for instance, Zenyatta's Transcendence healings and Zarya's projected barriers applied will appear a lot less because is like Zarya threw out three projected things and projected barriers, and all of a sudden she has a card
God, let's
when
vote
nobody
her
else
up.
has.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
that's
like, well,
good because those are honestly those are some of the things that I don't think really. I mean, they're, eh. I don't think they're really that card worthy.
Another thing that's changed, the hero gallery now remembers the last hero you were looking at and properly highlights that hero whenever you are returning to the gallery. So like it'll show that hero off more when you're looking at it. Other quality of life changes and stuff like that. I mean, we're not going to get into all the bugs because they're still not implemented into the game, so I don't want to just like advertise the bugs to be used. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the patch notes in a nutshell.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of hero stuff that came out for the PTR, and I think like the Diva thing will probably roll out next week. Um,
I
so
hopefully or this. I think this whole patch is gonna like roll out as one. So I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm sure the we'll see sooner rather than later. I have a feeling that Blizzard's usually pretty quick between announcing something and then releasing it, as far as
yeah.
like heroes and content patches go. Not so much with expansions. We're not going to get into that. But yeah, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Speaking of
Uh,
expansions,
yeah. So I'll let you go ahead and start
Legion.
this.
So, well, the animated series Harbingers is going to debut at San Diego Comic Con next week. Uh,
Nice. I'm excited about that.
the
I need
trailer
to
is
read this.
out. Um, it's going to be like the Warlords animated series that came out, which I thought was really, really well done. So I'm really excited about this.
The Pandaria one was hilarious.
Yeah, they so and it's in the same kind of style as the Draenor content, as Draenor animation, with that kind of still animation of the storytelling and stuff. So it's the trailer is really really pretty. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
Um, Silence in Legion. I'm actually really, really, really excited
So
about
I didn't know
this.
what you meant by this. Like all I saw was this in the notes, and I was gonna ask you, but I completely forgot.
So, okay, what's going to happen? They've rolled it out in the PTR and beta and all that stuff. So basically, you can have a player silenced. It's going to be essentially like report a player, but you know, in those trade chat when people are constantly spamming bullcrap and they're
Uh-huh.
just over and over and over again, just spamming stuff that just trolling.
I've always
Um,
blocked them.
yeah, see, I put trade chat in a different channel, so I never even see trade chat. But even like if you're running a pug with people and they're like just trolling the crap out of you or whatever,
Again, I
you
always block them.
you can silence those people that you see over and over again. So, you know,
Sorry, my cat's being a butthead.
it's gonna start up. You know, 24 hours is the first thing, and it's indefinite. So if they
So it's
continues,
banned.
yeah, it's basically you're silenced in Legion. You cannot use any chat
Okay.
functions. You cannot talk to anybody. The only people that you can talk to are people on your friends list, and that's it.
Interesting.
And if people whisper you directly, but you can't. And it's gonna be a suspension in game where you can
So
still use the game, you can still play,
they,
but
they
you
they've
can't
had this
chat.
for years. They've had this for years, but it looks like what they're doing is they're gonna enforce it more and make it more of an automated system because before like you could still get like muted in game like by a GM. A GM like if they saw you being belligerent or you were reported enough, they would you would be silenced for 24, 48, all the way up to like I think a month. Like you would be
Right.
silenced,
I think this is where
and month was the max.
this is bringing in the players to help them control that. I think.
Which I could see this going good and bad. I
I,
hope that they have someone moderating this as well, like so that just like random people that don't get.
right, like if I were to want to try to silence you, you're. I don't think it's an automatic thing. I think it's a similar thing to Overwatch where it's a report. You
Yeah,
report
but
it and
that's what I mean. Like, I hope they do a little bit of research into it, so it's not like they get a whole bunch of people that, like, say, like, for instance, you're a streamer and you have a old friend that you don't like anymore, and you want to get them silenced, so you just like have spam reporting,
oh,
stuff
I
to that
gotcha.
nature.
Yeah.
Like abuse of an automated system is what I mean. Like, automated systems worry me sometimes.
From what I've read, it's not automated.
Okay.
They have a hand in it. They are actually manually looking at it. Um, it's not at all. Nothing. I think they actually said this is not going to be an automated system. It's
Okay.
going to require a lot of man hours, but I think it's smart because you have a lot of children that play this game,
Mhm.
and you have a lot of shit that's said that parents don't want their kids seeing, which is completely understandable. But those are the ones that are coming in to play the game,
Mhm.
and that's you've got your
I
old
mean,
people
in in your
But
guild, if you want to do that, go ahead. In your like circle of friends, if you want to do that, go ahead. But you shouldn't be shouting belligerent things in general chat anywhere. Like, it
agreed.
doesn't matter if it's an M-rated game, you still should like respect people to the boundary. Which this is the internet. That's never gonna happen. That's like preaching to the choir. It's not gonna
Right.
happen.
But Blizzard is taking an active step towards trying to help with the toxicity in the community. And
Which
I
is
think it's
always
a
accepted.
smart decision. And I am all for this whole thing. So that's what Silence in Legion means.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's going to be cool. So we'll see how it
So
works.
multiple sources are hinting towards a Warcraft 2, you said?
Yes, yes. I saw several sources that have said that China is going to have a release of Warcraft 2. So I can't confirm them. All I
I
can
hope
say
this
is
isn't like where they take the entire franchise and go, now it's in Chinese, and it's going to be awkwardly translated into American English. American sound language English.
I
um,
hope, yeah, I hope that it is done like here and it's done just as well, but
yeah.
it's released in China and then released here.
I mean, I wanted to be like released worldwide at the same time instead of this like Paris got it a week early. Like what? That's weird. That's like random.
I think that may have hurt them too. Um,
Yeah, that release was really wonky. Like it made no sense. Like the Paris release was before the red carpet, like was at or before the same time as the like red carpet premiere,
it was
which
before it.
was which was like what? Like really weird. Like it made no sense whatsoever.
The
So why they did
European,
that?
like even in England, it was released before the red carpet premiere, the official red carpet premiere. Which, honestly, I think that's what
Shot them in the foot.
I
Like
think it
about it.
shot him in the foot. Seriously, because what the hell? We're not special. What's the point of it? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
okay, whatever. Everybody else has seen it. Who the hell gives a crap anymore?
Yeah.
I think the release for Warcraft was really weirdly done. I think there's just a lot of stuff surrounding it kind of messed it up. I think,
Mhm.
including the horrible reviews because the critics are just elitist.
Yeah, that and there were also like things about the movie that like people not going into it that don't know much about the lore aren't gonna understand, and it's like a really story heavy like driven plot. Like, and the thing is you can't explain everything that happens in that franchise in a movie. It's like
You
when
can't.
they tried to make the Ratchet and Clank movie, there was so many plot holes, and it's like I don't know if you saw that, but that was horrible. Like, and I have Ratchet and Clank right here, the new one that just came out, and it was amazing. The game was literally like one of the best PS4 games
Oh,
I've
the
played so
new
far.
Ratchet and Clank. Yeah,
Yeah, this one right
that's a
here.
good game. I've
Yeah.
seen gameplay of it. It's really fun.
Oh, it is so good, but the movie, man, the movie was so terrible.
So
It, dude,
terrible.
it made me like this is the like one of the only movies next to Hateful Eight that made me want to go request my money back because it was that bad. Hateful Eight, if you haven't seen it, Quentin Tarantino's movie, so bad that I actually like wanted my money back.
Really? Because I thought it was good.
I thought it was horrible. I did not want to pay to see a horse like walk in the snow for 3 hours. I was like so fed up of seeing that long shot of people walking through snow. Like I was like, okay, I get it. There's hard times.
I
Like
I liked the film. I actually thought it was really well done.
I just had okay when it got to the crazy points, I loved it. But when like the slow points were so long, and it did not. I guess my problem with it is that movie did not need to be as long as it was. Anyway, that's
I
not even in the realm of things.
I know. I didn't watch it. I watched it here at the house,
Mhm.
so we would pause it so I could go pee. So I didn't get the whole. The I didn't get that
Oh,
in the
okay.
theater.
Sitting in a movie theater, and
Yeah,
this thing had an
it was a long
intermission.
movie.
It had an intermission.
We
It's
had to.
one of the only movies I've ever been to where they had an actual intermission in the middle of the movie, where you
Oh,
could get up
honey.
and go into the lobby and go grab popcorn and come back.
I went and saw Gone with the Wind at the Fox Theater a couple years ago,
Oh
so.
yeah, yeah, that. Yeah, but I'm saying this is the first one in a long time. That's like first new movie in a
I
long time.
Yeah. Um, I can imagine being in the theater that it would have gotten annoying.
Oh, I was pissed. I was like, "Can we go? I don't like. I don't care how this ends. I really don't at this point." But anyway, uh,
Moving on.
going back to WoW news, the pre-patch is still rolling out. It's. I still haven't got access to downloading the pre-patch yet, but everybody else I know has, which is really weird.
I don't have. Of course, I haven't bought Legion yet, which I guess I should soon.
Really?
Well,
We haven't pre-bought it, so.
you don't have to pre-buy it to get the patch. The patch is for everybody because it's going to be changing everything in the game for
Oh yeah,
everybody.
that's true. I mean, it's been saying I have stuff downloading in the background forever, but nothing has happened.
Oh, then yeah, you're downloading the patch in the background.
It's
Me,
taking forever.
it's like it's a expansion worth of changes. It's probably like a 30 gig patch.
Oh, the little arrow's done, so I guess I got the patch.
Yeah, I haven't
What's
even gotten
the
it unless
patch
it happened
number?
like when I was asleep. There's no official patch number for it
No official patch number? Okay.
Except
because
WoW.
it's a background download. It's not been released yet.
Well, I guess, because it took 2 days to download, because I shut my computer down. So, I'm assuming I got it.
Yeah, yeah, they're talking in chat. It's a 20 gigabyte patch.
Holy shit!
It's an expansion. Every expansion has been 20
I
gigabytes. Have you
know.
not noticed how big your WoW folder is now?
No! I don't go
It's
look at
huge.
that thing!
If you've ever uninstalled WoW from your PC, you're like, oh wow, I've got a lot of space.
Yeah, I had to delete it from my MacBook Pro, and yeah, it did give me a lot of space.
I mean, that's the thing about MMOs and expansions. You kind of like understand that when you get into an expansion based MMO. Anyway, moving on to Diablo news. The game developer Josh Mosquera.
Yeah, I'm not really sure
Yes.
how to say it, but he left.
Yeah, he left. So
Along with some of the writers of the content and some of the artists. So I know a lot of people were looking for a Diablo 4. They're looking to hire a new developer. If you look on the the career website, there's they're looking for it. They've hired some new artists,
well,
but
that's another thing about games like this. Like, it's like the whole thing about the back in the day, there was a list of future expansions and the road of things that were going to happen. This is what we found about Titan. There was a list of things, a memo that was
yeah, it's like
leaked.
a book. Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
that
that.
showed everything. So these things, these storylines, these tangents, like stories, like they take a while to develop, but once they're developed, they're developed. Like the things that like have to be changed from storyline, like a main storyline, are like maybe like the miniature quest or how the quest ties in, etc. How it's played out, quest givers, quest writers. But like I would bet you that if there is a Diablo 4 that's in the thought process, the story was finished like a year ago. Like I almost promise you that like the story is either finished like a couple months ago or a year ago at this point, because the story is like thought out way ahead of time, and then they're like, okay, how are we gonna work this around?
Currently, right now, all they're doing is sticking with content patches for Diablo 3.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's Diablo 4 is up in the air, and I think a lot of it is because, yeah, Diablo 3 did really, really well, but a lot of again, he's been there since Diablo, since the conception of Diablo. So he's probably ready to move on to new things.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, I can see that. And Diablo is is like one of those things that it had so much controversy when it first came out, and I know that probably stressed out the crew so much that they were like, had got tired of it. It
I
was a
mean,
good while before the hate went away, is what I'm trying to say.
yeah, I think so. That's just food for thought in the Diablo world. You may not get a Diablo 4, guys. Sorry to tell you that.
Oh, it's gonna happen, but it's just a matter of time when.
It may not happen, though. That's the thing. I mean,
It
Blizzard isn't. It's like Titan. Blizzard isn't going to put out a project that isn't fully developed. They may have a lot of Diablo 4 done, but it's not finished, and it's not
if
even
they have the
close to
passion
finished.
for it, they're gonna do it. And I think there's a lot of people that are in the Blizzard hemisphere that have a lot of passion for that series, and I don't see that series ever going away.
Hubby's over there
Like,
shaking his head. He's a Diablo player. He's saying, no, they have absolutely nothing done for Diablo 4 right now.
yeah,
They're making money on Diablo 3.
Yeah, they're still making money on Diablo 3, so there really is no reason to go to Diablo 4 yet.
yeah, and what I'm like, but I'm saying there is going to be a Diablo 4 eventually, or an expansion to Diablo 3 at least. I mean,
There's already
Diablo's
been a
not.
couple of expansions, and they said that they are going to have some more
Oh,
expansions for
there's been
Diablo.
one expansion for Diablo 3.
I thought there were two Diablo 3 expansions.
No, there's one.
Just one? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Reaver Souls.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and they might be doing another Diablo 3 expansion. They're going to do something in the Hemisphere of Diablo. That's not a franchise that's going to die. It's
No.
nowhere near the realm of Titan. Titan died because they couldn't find the fun in the series. They couldn't find a way to make it fun, and they
Yeah.
couldn't keep the interest driven in it. It's
Diablo
something that
isn't
they
going
wanted.
anywhere. It's
Yeah.
it's not going anywhere just because they don't have a game dev anymore. Because they are hiring one. It's just,
Mhm.
you know, they're going to stick with Diablo 3 for a while.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Heroes. Gul'dan was released. I haven't played around with them because I haven't played Heroes in a while.
I
So,
played Heroes last night, actually. I didn't play with Gul'dan, but I played on it
against Gul'dan,
against Gul'dan.
probably.
And screw you, L Train, for killing the crap out of me as you played Gul'dan. Like, holy crap. Gul'dan, I don't even know. I don't even know. I just know that I kept dying to the same person over and over again. L Train knows who he is.
I almost think like there's been so much news. I almost think that we should like do Winston next week at this point
I
because we're already
know.
at an hour.
We're
Yeah,
running. We're at an hour,
yeah.
and
Let's wrap this up and then we'll do the Winston episode next week because it's going to be a light news week next week. So sorry about that, but we're going to be doing the Winston news next week, like not news, but the Winston lore and everything next week because there's just been so much with the
because
patch.
that's another 30-45 minutes,
Yeah.
and we don't like the podcast to go over an hour. And there has been so much news this week.
Yeah, if you can't download it on like your normal data plan without being connected to a Wi-Fi, I don't want to have to push that on you, like because that just stresses. Well, I've been in that situation, and I don't want to put people in that situation where if they want to listen, then they have to like go to Wi-Fi and download it, and then go out because a lot of people listen to podcasts on the go, and I personally do too.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
that's cool. We'll just continue with the rest of the news, which is not
yeah.
much, and then we will close it out.
Do you know much updates on the talent tree? I didn't look much into it. There's a bunch
No,
of
basically, I just kind of skimmed through it. Basically, they adjusted a lot of the stuff on the talent tree, so a lot of the talents don't work the same way they used to work for a lot of different heroes. Because
okay.
because there are a lot of talents that weren't being used because the way the hero played, in order for it to actually do damage, you had to take certain talents.
Yeah.
So they changed a lot of different talent trees. So if you and when I say a lot, I mean every single character got a change.
Yeah, you said a few updates on Talent Tree, and I was like, a few?
So you'll have to go look at the. I highly recommend looking at the patch notes to see what characters you play the most and how they changed.
Okay. Yeah, because
Because
I
that would
want to
be a
see a
whole
lot of
nother hour
changes.
of
There's
discussion.
a oof. Yeah, we're not heroes of the storm. Go away. We'll report on like Gul'dan coming out and be like, "Yay, fanfare!" But
And then you said something new shaman hero,
okay, so this is I
or
love this. I bet you haven't seen this yet, but you have to go look it up afterwards. So
is this
they
Hearthstone?
yeah, in
Okay.
Hearthstone they're doing a refer a friend thing now. So in the
Okay.
refer a friend thing, when you refer a friend, you get this shaman hero that takes the place of Thrall. That is
Oh my god,
a
it's a
Murloc.
freaking Murloc. What the
Morgul,
heck?
Morgul the Oracle, and like the video is so funny to me.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That is hilarious. That is so funny. Oh, I don't play heroes, but
And you mean Hearthstone?
dang,
You mean Hearthstone?
dang. I mean Hearthstone. I don't
Yeah,
play Hearthstone, but dang. That
yeah,
is hilarious. I want to play Hearthstone just
yeah.
for that.
It made me pretty happy. I was like, I love Shaman, and I love to see that. That makes me happy. Although I will say that as someone who's attended a couple BlizzCons and has been like in the Blizzard hemisphere of things for a long time, I am so tired of seeing them trying to push Murloc as like the mascot of Blizzard. Because
Oh
I
gosh.
I miss the polar bear. Okay.
I like the polar bear too.
Yeah, the polar bear was the best. I remember getting my little polar bear pet for like I think the fifth anniversary and
I got
being
him
so
too.
happy.
Oh, that's hilarious. Wow, that is holy crap! I can't believe we literally just did a podcast of news for an hour.
Yeah, there was a lot and there was a lot to talk about. And when you look at our notes, there's not that much on our notes. Uh,
So sorry about that, guys.
yeah, we'll definitely do another one next week, and there'll be a lot more about Winston. We'll have to rethink the title of this
I
one.
will change the title.
Did
uh,
somebody say news?
yeah, did somebody say news? That's perfect.
Yeah, and
Oh
like
gosh.
we were saying, okay, let's go ahead. So you're thinking the 26th?
I'm thinking the 26th for Anna. Yeah. Well no, next week is no. I was thinking yeah, 19th or 26th. I don't think it's gonna be next Tuesday.
Well, next Tuesday is the 19th.
What week? Oh shit. Okay, I need to. No, yeah, 26th. I need to like adjust my calendar over there. I'm looking at a calendar, and I haven't marked off any of the dates. So
Yeah.
today is the 13th. Yeah, so the 26th. I'm thinking 26th for Anna.
I'm thinking 19th. But I want to say 26th, but I'm hoping 19th because it'd be nice to have those changes. I'm not look like I want Anna to be polished, but I want the changes that were mentioned that are coming with Anna on the 19th because I want that as soon as possible.
Now I think the changes that were all in the patch that's in the PTR now will start rolling out next week. I don't
Yeah.
think it's all going to be in one patch because it's the same way they did the McCree and stuff. They announced that they were
Hmm.
doing all of these, but they rolled them out one at a time. So I think next week we'll start seeing some of the like I think Diva will get rolled out next week.
Okay. I hope so. It'd be interesting to see that happening, just because I want that to be in competitive play as soon as possible, so that we can get a lot of these cheese plays out that like really take no
Oh
skill. It's just
yes.
like not being able to burst through that much damage, no matter who you are.
Oh, we're losing. Let's all go Bastion. It's so cheap. It's so cheap. Stop playing that way, guys. It's not fun.
We're still gonna have to deal with a Torbjorn Symmetra Bastion combo, which
But
is like painful.
yeah, but it's easier to deal with when when you it's. I think that's easier to handle than when you have three Bastions and like two Torbjorns and a support.
Yeah.
Anyway, So, have you got anything coming up this next week?
Not really. I'm gonna try and get the podcast that we had last week out soon. There's just been a lot of technical difficulties with it, so it's been like I still got to record another intro for it and everything. So we'll get that out as soon as we can. This one right here will probably be going up before that one, which will be weird.
Yeah, that's partly my fault because I took forever to send you the actual
Yeah.
audio, but it is available on YouTube, so it technically got out before this one.
True.
Um,
Anything with you? Any plans?
I am going to be doing a stream. I'm going to do my other podcast on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I am considering doing a stream with the hubby. Some people kind of suggested that I get drunk and learn how to play Hearthstone. And
Oh,
since
nice.
my husband is like really good at Hearthstone, that might become a regular stream for me.
Go
Learning
for
how to play Hearthstone drunk. So we'll see. Because I suck at Hearthstone so
Actually,
bad.
Harris in the chat is wanting you to do it.
So we'll see how that goes. That might actually be Saturday. We might just I don't think we're doing anything, so we may do that Saturday. Other than that, nope, nothing special.
Well, this has been the Omnic Fallout podcast about Overwatch and probably other Blizzard games. If you have any questions, please email us at theomnicfallout@gmail.com. You can follow UniEdge on Twitter. On Twitter at Zauv XAUV or Nymphadora at Gamer Nymphadora. Just go ahead and hit us up with any questions, and we'll be glad to answer them if you have any.
If you'd like to donate to us, you can use the links below in the Twitch channel to just donate, or you can follow our Patreon page, which is currently Nymphadora's Patreon page, which is Game Time with Nymphadora, patreon.com/Game Time with Nymphadora. But your donations come to the podcast. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you for the next episode when we do actually feature Winston.
Yes, and one more shout out because it's something that we don't do. If you listen to this on iTunes and you want to catch us live, we usually try to do it on Wednesdays around 8 p.m. Central. We might be moving it up to 9 p.m. Central because of heat.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
And that might be happening, but we'll have to talk about that. But if you want to check us out live, check us out on twitch.tv/Nymphadora1, which is NYMPHODORA1, the number 1.
All right. Thanks.
So check it out. Thank you. Y'all have a good one.